Hey guys, so I'm gonna do, because I don't have my notes and because I've been having so much trouble with YouTube lately, I'm gonna just finish off a little bit of the civil case, the hardest part for me. Actually, not the hardest part, but one of the hardest parts for me. And then, yeah. So normally I post on Tuesday. I'm just gonna do this on Facebook. Where did I leave off? So I left off. We're in the mediation. We're in Madison, Wisconsin. It's my lawyer, my mom, the other couple that was involved in the crash. That was our little room, and then in another room was the trucking company owner, the insurance company owner, and the insurance company's lawyer. And as I've said before, we were all together because of my ex-husband, and we had decided, like the day before, we had sort of decided our plan for mediation and how long it was going to, like, where our hard lines were on what we expected monetarily, and how that was all going to go. So here's the thing, oh God, I hate people. Love you all, just hate people. The mediator and somebody else had decided that this wasn't going to go past lunch because they all needed to go to the gym and lunch or whatever. And Judy decided, no, you killed my child. I'm going to take as freaking long as I want to take. So, oh, good times. So they're coming back with the numbers. Now, as I said before, the trucking company has $1 million life insurance policy. The other family had their two claims, both the husband and the wife who was injured, and the husband because he had to take care of the kids while she was injured. My insurance company, car insurance company, did not have a claim. Their health insurance and their car insurance company didn't have a claim. My ex-husband was going to file his claim with me, so he was suing me. What a great guy, right? Stand-up guy suing me. And my health insurance company demanded I pay them back to the tune of, like, it was $240,000, something like that. So not only did I need to pay them back the $240,000, but then, you know, my attorney gets a third, right? So plus they weren't covering anything. So then they stopped covering everything. So not only did I have to pay them back everything, they were not covering everything. The cat is driving me crazy, sorry guys. So they weren't covering anything. So I, $1 million is not going to cover it, because also I wanted every single penny. So Wisconsin state law, I've said this a million times, death of child by an accidental, whatever, death of a child, is capped at $500,000. So there was no way I wasn't going to get that. I was like, I want every penny. I want every penny. I'm owed that. Then there was the fact that we didn't know, like, health bills, what my body was going to do. It still drives me crazy that we hadn't even met with the DA for the criminal case, and we're already settling the civil case because of that stupid man that I stupidly married and had a child with. So I'm going to make this brief because this is on Facebook. The offers would come back, and I knew that everybody was ready to settle. As I said in the previous video, the other couple, that was a lot of money to them. That was a lot of money. It was covering any bills they had. They had really decent health care that covered almost everything anyway. And it covered, they were buying a new house. They were ready to go. They just wanted the settlement so they could put the down payment on. They were super excited. Like, if you can be excited in that kind of situation, they were excited. I was miserable And my mom was miserable for me. And when I get around these people, as I said again in the previous video, I'm not the grieving mom. I'm just angry. I'm just nothing but a wall of rage. I can't get over the rage. I don't try to hide the rage. My lawyer was not happy with me because every time I was around the trucking company people, I was just filled with rage. So I have to think very carefully about what I can say and what I can't. So there's something that happened during the mediation process that I can't share. What I will share is that I knew that there was going to be more, and I kept trying to tell my lawyer that I know there's going to be more liability. I know. I had been checking in with the cops. I had been figuring out things like with what, I mean, there was a lot they couldn't tell me, but with what they could tell me, I was like, there's something there, there's something there. I know there's going to be something more. I know another shoe was going to drop. I knew that this company had killed before. I knew there was going to be something there. But I was being pressured to settle by pretty much everybody. Even my mom, just so we could get out of there. I don't blame her. It was a long day, but I don't know how you just go ahead and say like, okay, thanks for this like slap in the face. You killed my child. Thank you. So I would leave the room and call a friend of mine who was sort of going through a very similar situation in Illinois with a lawsuit. So I was getting advice from her. And I was just like trying to weigh whether or not I should settle, or whether or not I should just say, no, let's file the criminal complaint. Let's get this asshole on record. I know he said something that I knew just from stuff I could put together that he had to have said something on the scene. I now know what he said on the scene because I have the dash cam footage, I have the audio. I know what he said on the scene and how he implicated himself. And like, if we had gone to court, it's all over for him. So I didn't know that at the time. I just had a guess, and I was just so mad that I was being pushed to settle, knowing that it just wasn't enough. I didn't know where I was going to be physically. I didn't have a job. I had a job. Oh, I hadn't started my job yet. This was April of 2015. So I hadn't started my job yet. I didn't know how that was going to affect my body. I didn't know what kind of money I was going to need. I just wasn't ready to let this happen. Everybody was pissed at me. My lawyer thought I was talking to another lawyer. Oh, I forgot to mention the best part. There was another hand involved. There was another person who got a cut, and that was the lawyer. Oh, God. My lawyer here, it was actually my parents' lawyer for their taxes, is the one who referred us to the law firm in Wisconsin. So he also gets a cut. So wonderful, our legal system. So he gets a cut too. So everybody had their hand out. And again, I know it's very self-centered, but I was like, me. I lost my freaking child. We're going to do this on my timetable. I don't give a crap about any of you. You just broke your ankle. I think she broke her ankle and her wrist. You just broke your ankle and your wrist. Your family's intact. You're buying a new house. This is your lawyer. You have different, he didn't, you were stuck. You were stuck with both of us. You're going to get paid no matter what. The mediator just wants to go to lunch. So I kept saying no to their offers. I was like scoffing at their offers. I was laughing. I'm like, no. So Mom and I go to lunch. We have a lovely lunch, like a really nice sit-down lunch at a farm-to-table place. But we were worried because we had to rush. And the other couple went to like Subway or something. And I'm like, I think when we sat there, she's like, you need to, you got to listen to your attorney. This is the best you're going to get. Like, just go with it. And I, such a hard time with it. So I got on the phone again with a different friend who knew more about the company and the previous settlement that the company had participated in when they killed somebody else, an adult. And that friend was like, I think this is the most you're gonna get. So I don't want to share with you what the final offer was because it hurts me. So it hurts me because it's not enough. It's not enough. Not that anything could ever be enough, but it also, I don't want to disrespect the fact that it was enough money for me to, to not be, I guess, insulted, but it just, so, it wasn't, I'll tell you this, it wasn't much more than the insurance company, their $1 million policy, and again, split, 5 ways, 6 ways? So it wasn't much more than that, but it did force the owner of the trucking company to kick in a little from his pocket. So we finished the settlement conference, and he walks in. He walks in with the mediator's like, I want you guys to meet. I'm like, I don't want to meet these people. So the trucking company owner walks in with the insurance company owner and the insurance company attorney, who, as I said, is also the DA's attorney. Fun times in Wisconsin. And he won't look at me. He can't look at me. And that's fine. And he addressed everything to the woman who just, again, I don't mean just, I'm sure it was traumatic for her. I'm just going to remind you again that my car was hit by a semi going 71 miles per hour, no brakes, and like with a full load. She hit me and she was going 17 miles an hour. So I just want you to just keep that in mind. When I say just, how very different and how vicious my hit was compared to, again, she hit us, but it was her hit, we were in her way. Not my fault. That's why when I say just, I'm not trying to minimize her pain. It just isn't the same. So if you ruin my jeans, you are a dead cat. Get. So they come in, the trucking company owner won't look at me. He won't look me in the eyes. I'm looking at him like, I want to murder you. He won't look me in the eyes, and he says he's going to set up a scholarship fund for Alon. And I'm like, are you really, though? And Mom's like, I don't want any part of that. He never did jack crap. In fact, he's all over his Facebook page, posing with his grandsons. Like, there's no nothing there. If he wanted to take responsibility for the loss of life, he would have done things differently when they killed the first person they killed. How about training their drivers? How about not hiring drivers who couldn't be hired to drive a freaking bicycle to deliver pizzas? How about paying attention when your drivers are getting citation after citation? Like, give me a freaking break. He was all about the money. In fact, the reason I know he was all about the money is because he kept calling the freaking sheriff's office to try to get that truck released because, he's losing money. He's got a truck. There was nothing wrong with his truck. It was ready to go. It didn't need any repairs. They slammed into me. My car was this. Alon was killed. There was nothing wrong with their semi. He was going to go on and have a great old time with life. So I ignored him. I sort of ignored the lawyer too because, like I said, I was kind of pissed at him over the depositions. And then the insurance company president or owner or whatever comes to me. I'm sitting down, leans into me and says, you know what? I should have looked it up. He said something like, we're really sorry. Whatever he said, I don't remember, and I can comment on the video afterwards when I find it, but he said something to me, and I just looked at him, and I was like, I don't give a shit. I literally said, I don't give a shit how you feel. I just said, and then I just turned away from him. I think he's just like wanted to come over and, you know, say how sorry they were. And I was like, I wasn't having it. I was like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit how you feel. You've wrecked my life. So I'm gonna end there because like I've been late putting this out there, finishing this part of the story, but I wanted to get this out here because the beginnings of this sort of affects what happened with like my work life. And then the next part is the lawsuit with Marco. So again, after this we settled. We had to put the money for Alon in a trust till we could settle the suit with Marco. And then this was April of 2015. Crash was August of 2014. I ended up starting that job and working. I technically started in May. And then we didn't get the checks, the first checks, until July. And at that time, I was still racking up just medical bill after medical bill. And then we also started our meetings with the DA. So that I'm going to move forward. Like this was all about my return. This is supposed to be about my return of like working world and how I ended up here now. But that's sort of the background of it. So I'm not going to talk about the criminal case for a while, but so Tuesday, dropping Tuesday, if I have a new one, it might be this video. I'm going to get back onto track with like work and what that was like for me physically and emotionally and mentally returning to work and how I was searching for my purpose. So thanks for watching. I'm going to scooch up and turn you off.